Well, there's an oil treatment I can get. It's called Swedish. But you have to take a shower after that. Your mom's not going to want you to be all oily.
Yeah, so.
I could just do a modified Swedish with clothes on.
Okay.
Basically, I just mix up all the modalities into one. You can stay down, stay down. It's okay.
I'll just move my head a little back.
All right. I don't normally do aerobics right before I give it a massage, so I gotta slow my own heartbeat down.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, buddy. What's going on, George? Oh, yeah.
I saw him walk on that side up.
He's wanting me to pet him. He's still a little skittish about jumping up on the laps. Brandy's the only one he'll do that with.
Yeah.
He'll come and sleep next to me in bed sometimes, but he won't actually, like Blue will get right up in my face, headbutt me,
Yes.
wanting to be petted, but he's not like that. He'll sleep next to me, but he won't get up on me. breathing, buddy.
So last time we were talking about chakras and stuff
Yeah,
and energy.
right.
You know anything more about energy?
Well, you ask the questions and I'll see if I can answer. I can't answer everything, but I'll try.
I heard you say before, I think, something about healing with energy or something.
Right. Okay, so there's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. They're both the same nervous system. They're just different parts of the brain. And one of them is for, activities, fight or flight, or just, beta consciousness, where your brain has different brain waves, okay, in combinations. So there's alpha, beta, theta, and delta. These are different frequencies that your brain operates in. And there's variations a little bit in between. So normal consciousness is beta. And that's where you're wide awake and you're doing whatever, right? Well, your body doesn't heal very well in that state because it's busy. It's focused on controlling your muscles and your nervous system and working and stuff.
Can you turn off that light?
Sure. I forgot.
Right in my eye.
So the beta is when you're conscious. Alpha is when you're in like a meditative state. You're still awake, but you feel super duper relaxed. Alpha is really good for digestion. It's good for relaxation, meditation. It's good for studying. Your brain retains information better if you're kind of in a beta alpha state. Then there's theta. Theta is where you go into a dream state. You're not quite asleep. They call it lucid dreaming, where you're conscious that you're awake, but you're not completely awake. You're kind of almost asleep. That's a theta. So theta is when you're dreaming. That's a deep meditative state. That's where a lot of monks get into, or heavy-duty meditators. I like to get into the theta state. I like alpha and theta. I like beta too. Delta is when you're out. You're asleep. So the most healing you do is in alpha, theta, and delta when you're actually asleep. So you can use energy work to help a person get in an altered state of mind that helps them to relax. And in that relaxed state, somewhere between alpha and theta, which is usually what I try to do when I'm giving a massage and I'm meditating, is I will become very sensitive to energy flow. And I can feel where there's tension, I can feel where there's pain. And if I focus my mind on those points, I can move the energy in those areas so they release. I can relax muscles, I can relax my nervous system, slow things down, and it will open up those energy channels and help them flow better. And when the energy is not blocked, it releases pain and it increases your healing, because everything needs to have a flow. Your oxygen, your blood, everything has to keep moving in a healthy way. If a person has a lot of toxic, like tension, fear, anger, sadness, there's a bunch of different emotions. They can get stored in the body in the form of energy, and they can get stuck. And it can cause all kinds of problems. It can cause pain. It can cause scoliosis. It can cause, muscle tension that's held in different parts of the body, causes your spine to get out of alignment. It can cause tension, muscle soreness, depression, all that stuff.
I can't have this blanket.
Hmm?
Can I get this blanket?
Yeah, this one here.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Go ahead and lay down and I'll pull it from your butt.
Sorry.
All right. It gets cold. You know why you get cold when I massage you?
No.
because your nervous system relaxes and your blood vessels open up and dilate, and you release heat, so it makes you cold. That's why you're supposed to have a blanket when you give a massage. So back to the story. I can use my hands and my mind and my own energy flow to sense and connect with your energy flow. And when I find spots that are uncomfortable, I can help release those. I did that a lot when you were sick with your liver. When you were unconscious and you were in a coma, I gave you a lot of those treatments. I stood by you and did that pretty much every day.
Yeah.
The nurses used to watch me. They didn't spend a whole lot of time watching me, but they used to wonder what I was doing. They knew what I was doing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, you can use energy work to help heal. Now, I was very, very, very close friends with a full-blooded Sioux Indian when I was in the military. And his grandmother was called Broken Leg. She was a medicine woman. And the reason she got that name was because she was a bone mender. And what that means is that she was able to use her energy to heal broken bones.
Whoa. That's weird.
That's the miracle type stuff. That's the kind of stuff that God does. But I'm not like that. I don't have that kind of ability. But God grants that ability to some people. So in her tribe, she was a medicine woman, and she knew how to make medicine out of herbs, and she knew how to use energy to help heal people really quick.
And last time we were talking about chakras.
Yeah.
Do you know anything more about chakras?
Well, I know that energy has different frequencies, and different frequencies have different colors. So I'm sure you learned about that with Mimi, right?
Frequencies and colors?
The frequencies are sound, colors, vibrations.
Yes.
Radio waves, light waves, they're all different frequencies, right? Well, those frequencies can be divided up so that certain frequencies match. Anyway, we're constantly being penetrated, and we use these frequencies in our body, and they're around us all the time in creation, right? So they call it an aura, which is basically every person has an energy field around them, right? And so it's like a big egg of energy. And inside that egg, there's an energy flow. So you have the chakras, and those chakras are like little tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
And those tornadoes go from inside of your body, and they connect inside your body and go out in both directions. So you got one that comes out this way, and you got one that goes out your back in the same direction.
Wait, does it go kind of like that, and then over that? I don't know.
All right, so imagine
the energy things.
All right, so imagine a tornado right here, okay? And we'll say this one's flowing clockwise into you. And then you've got another one on the opposite side of you that's going counterclockwise out of you. So this energy is coming into you, and it flows through your body, and then you've got another chakra on the backside that flows out of your body. And it's all connected to this outer shell. And there's different frequencies, okay? And so you may have multiple colors, like a rainbow, throughout your whole aura. But some people tend to vibrate at some frequencies more than others. So some people may have an aura that's primarily orange, which is the fire chakra, which is your heart chakra. Some of them may have a frequency that's primarily yellow, which is the healing chakra. That's your I can't remember. I'm getting old. The xiphoid process, right here at the base of your sternum. Yes, thank you. And then you've got that's yellow. This is orange down here. And then you've got the red one is your root chakra. Mm-hmm. And then you've got a blue one, and then a purple one.
Yeah, the purple one's.
And then you've got the white one on top.
Yeah.
So those are all the basic colors of the chakras. It's basically the rainbow, right? And not all the rainbow, but pretty much. And then you've got a bunch of it mixes up throughout your body.
I've heard of the aura thing, and I've heard that different people have like
Aura.
different colors or something.
Right. So when I was in massage school, you can actually train yourself to be able to see auras by practicing. I can see the first layer or two of auras when I look at my hand or other people's bodies and stuff in certain lighting. I can see it. You might see kind of a hazy glow around the edges. If you soften your eyes, don't try to focus, just kind of look at your hand and you'll see kind of a fuzzy glow around. I can see it right now, just plain as day. And the more you practice that, the better you get
at it.
I saw
it.
Yeah, you can see it.
It's like when I moved it in my hand
Sometimes
a little bit.
Anyway, with practice, you can learn to see them. And we had some people in school that were able to see them, and they were always, not always, but occasionally they would say, they would tell you what you're glowing, what color you are. It was kind of weird. So anyway, that's what I remember from those classes. Anything else?
Can you see mine?
I can see the fuzz around you. A lot of times I can see like a white fuzzy glow over everything. Like when I'm just like, even at work, I'll be working, I'll be saying the Jesus prayer.
Yeah, I discovered I can make my eyes like literally turn everything into like a thermo thing. You know the thermoscope thing? Thermoscopes?
The fleur, like where it's white and black contrast, or white and green contrast, or the different colors of heat, the red, orange, and yellow. That one.
For some reason, if I stare at something and never never close my eyes nor blink and focus and like relax, it and then like everything turns to like thermo. It's really weird for like 5 seconds. And then it goes back to normal after I
There's all different kinds of ways you can trick your nervous system to have weird experiences. I do that too. So part of it could be nerve fatigue, because I don't remember if Mimi taught you anatomy and physiology, but your nervous system is, okay. Do you remember how the nerve is an electrochemical process? It's not just electrical and it's not just chemical, it's a combination of the two. I like a battery works?
Is that physiology or physical?
Physiology, yeah.
I've only learned anatomy. I haven't gone to physiology yet.
So anatomy, you learn the parts. In physiology, you learn how the parts work together. And so when you learn about physiology, you'll learn that nerves are a combination of electricity and chemicals, like a battery. And so when the chemicals get used up, the nerves don't fire right. It kind of messes them up. That's one of the ways that vibration works. So when you see people using a vibrator on the backs and whatever, like the big bumping machines or whatever, the way that works is it overstimulates the nerves. The nerves get all these signals and it's like firing off really fast, trying to keep up with the vibrations to signal signals to the brain. Hey, this is going on down here. And what happens is that it uses up all the chemicals that it has to signal signals, not all of it, but most of it. And it causes the nerve to stop working right. So it kind of like, it just lets go. And when it lets go, it forces the blood vessels to open up and the blood flow. It helps everything relax. The other thing you'll notice is if you keep the vibrator on there too long and then take it off, it'll actually hurt because you've vibrated all the blood out and then the blood's rushing back in there and it does not feel good. It's kind of like when you get frostbite. I don't know if you've ever had frostbite, but you know that feeling after frostbite when your hands are starting to come back to life?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's not as bad as that, but it's like that. So what I'm basically trying to say is that whether you're talking about your vision or your stomach or your body parts, you can give yourself